Sorry, it's been a few days. I'm gonna sum this up. I don't remember where I started, and I'm not even gonna look. The end of Samuel, 1 Samuel. Who died? Somebody died. Saul died, I think. And then they let's see. There's some, oh, here we go. Psalm 31, death of Saul, death of Saul and his sons. And then this starts to the temple, second book of Samuel. Okay, everybody's upset because Saul died. Anyway, so David was upset, blah, blah, blah. Him and Samuel, I guess, are still going at it. Unless Samuel died, I don't even remember, because they're just going back and forth. And this is just more stupidity. Supposedly David's chosen by God, and he just goes around committing genocide everywhere, just everywhere. I hate war story because it's not true to what it's actually going on. All war is about power. It's a power struggle between men. That's why men should not be rulers. And what we're told is not the reason for the actual wars. Like, the president knew there was no weapons of mass destruction, anywhere, going and bombing people and killing people, for crap. What was the real reason? I don't know. I think it was just a pissing match. Just like here, this is a pissing match. David is just going around killing people. Some of this is just, there's, of course, the misogyny in here. As I'm looking through here, 2 Samuel 6, verses 20. When David returned to bless his own family, Saul's daughter Michal. I think Michal was supposed to be, or was his wife at one time, but then David abandoned her, and so Saul gave, quote unquote, gave, because women don't have choices of their own, he gave Michal to somebody else as a wife. Anyways, it says, Saul's daughter Michal came out to meet him and said, how the king of Israel has honored himself today, exposing himself to the view of his slave girls, of his followers, slave girls, in other words, rape victims, as a commoner might do. And he says, I was, and supposedly, I guess, it implies that Michal, because she said something negative to David, was childless all the rest of the days of her life, which actually is a good thing because she didn't have to deal with prolapse. But they make it a bad thing here because this was all women were good for. Their virginity before they got married, then they became useless except to give sons to the men. If they had daughters, the daughters were worthless. This is why this just gets on me. I mean, it was like, let's see, there was one thing in here where, like, his followers, what was his followers, or his army, a few people of his army cut off the head of somebody that was coming out after him. The man was sleeping, and somehow they got in there and cut off his head. He didn't wake up. The man, they cut off his head and brought the head to David and said, oh, look, we got your enemy's head. We killed him. And then David got mad at them for killing him. Like, why? Why would you get mad at him for killing him? And he says, personally, I think the reason why David got mad is because David didn't do it himself. David wanted all the glory. So David said, well, you've disobeyed. Why did you do that? Kill him while he's sleeping in bed. David's done the same thing. David did the same thing in his past. So don't even. And so then he says, well, he says, you're going to pay for this. And he has all the other army people cut off the hands and feet of these men. And, kill them. And I'm thinking, how gruesome. I mean, this is what is condoned in this Bible. People are still stuck to this Bible. They have not read it with open eyes. They always and this is what I did before I officially became an open atheist. I kept saying, there's got to be more to this. There's got to be more to this story. And I just completely ignored how horrific it was. The condoned slavery, the condoned rape, the condoned genocide, the condoned torture, the condoned just horrible. I mean, because you're gathering firewood on Sunday, you're going to get murdered in a horrific way. You're going to get stoned to death. I mean, all this stuff is just horrific. Anyways, let me see. 4 through 7. It might have been chapter 7. I don't have my glasses on. I don't remember, but I don't remember where it was. But it did say, oh, they struck him and killed him. Okay. Ishbaal. Or Ishbaal, I guess. That's the one that they killed. It's 2 Samuel chapter 4. It tells the story of them going in there and killed him. They cut off his head and they killed, it says they killed the young men and cut off their hands and feet. So I guess they killed them first and then cut off their hands and feet, hanging them up near the pool of Hebron. So they lynched them after they were dead. But he took the head of Ishbaal and buried it in Abner. I mean, this is just nonsense. It's like, what do you want from us? You say one thing and then you say this and then you say that. You're psychotic. Just absolutely psychotic. And just going around and killing other people and other tribes for no reason. Would just go over here and plunder everything and take the women and rape them and whatever. Anyways. I don't even know if I said what the reading of the day was. The reading of the day was 2 Samuel 4 through 7, but I was making up for a few days. Here's the Sensationally Simple Sense. That's a soap I buy. Nice soap. Nice soap. I think I'll make a soap video today. Put it on TikTok.